been week 12.
But there are teams on a bye. There's 6 teams on a bye in week. But 13.
Right, that's dumb. The way the league made that schedule is dumb.
So, but they did, and so that whole "we're tired" thing to me falls on deaf ears because there are plenty of other teams that have not had a break either at this point. So Doug Peterson was asked about this, and he kind of at least seemed open that who knows if he has any say in it in the future. You know what I mean? But as an organization, do you think they change that philosophy, or do you think they just say, no, we don't want it that early? And I guess it really comes down to who is coaching the team at that point.
Right. If Doug Peterson is back, he does not want it that early because these games are in October, end of September, early October. Again, he would rather it be right around the middle of the season. And in the past, that's sort of worked out that way because it worked out towards the end of October sometimes with the Florida-Georgia game. I mean, that's been sort of an issue in the past. But, look, if they were winning, then this is the perfect time for them for the bye because then you're like, you know what?
Get a break, get our legs under us.
Get healthy, mentally refreshed for the
Final
stretch
run here, yeah.
Exactly. But they're not winning, so everything they say and do is criticized. And second, third guest, fourth guest, you know what I mean, as it should be. But, and I think he said in the press conference if they were on a roll, you really wouldn't want the bye sometimes. If you're really rolling, you come up to a bye week, you're like, oh my gosh, we're rolling, now we're going to stop. But, I mean, it's an imperfect system.
Exactly.
You just got to deal with it. That's the bottom line is, we got the bye week 12, guys. Here's what we got to do. And there should have been, and I know there were plans in place to kind of help the guys with the look to the bye in week 12 to help the guys manage their bodies and do all this other stuff.
You mean like the rotation on defense, that kind of thing? I'm asking.
I'm just talking about taking care of their bodies and the physical part of it, to get these guys through to week 12. And what you just have injuries. It's the NFL. You're going to have injuries. And they've had injuries at spots that they don't have a lot of depth. They've had injuries to key guys, and that plays a factor in it as well. It's just, it is what it is. But again, if they were 9-2, no one would give two poops about their time.
Right, but I think the question is there a correlation to them being 2-9 and the way they do things? Like, and I guess when you don't get the results you want, you're always going to look and you can find causation anywhere. Like Doug Peterson we feel like, man, those training camps are pretty easy. You have a mini camp, you cancel the last day, I mean, these are opportunities to work. So you can ask, or if they're tired, were they conditioned well enough coming into the season? His response is, well, look, they were fresh as hell in the opening week. They looked fantastic flying around out there. And if you get the results, I mean, I think you can do it a bunch of different ways. And I think you're right. You bottom line, if you win, you did it the right way.
Right.
Even if you did it the opposite way of somebody else who's winning.
Yeah, everything's better when you're winning. If they were 5-4,
how would you know?
How would I know? How would I know?
I ask with a little gallows humor.
That's pretty funny,
right there.
They were 5-4, or wait, 6-5. Excuse me. And he said tired. Jags fans would be like, "Yeah,
I think all right. Get a break. Get
the break. Big stretch run coming. All these division games. Yeah, it is."
I think it's that comment, especially coming after the Bucky Brooks on the broadcast, pregame, in-game, postgame. Didn't look like these guys were going all out, right? Are you tired or are you not? I mean, how tired, how exhausting is it if you're not going full speed? And that's what he felt like it was like. We talked about it yesterday, Tone. Kirby Joseph of the Lions came out and said, if you're not coming here to win, we are going to embarrass you. Like basically saying that's what we saw. These guys weren't here to win a football game. They were
sort of defeated before the game even started.
Basically. And we're going to lay into you.
Well, and I think there's an element certainly of they didn't feel like they had a chance to do much offensively. So that factored into it. And I think there was a feeling of, man, this offense is a juggernaut. We got to play perfect to have a chance. And then when you don't play perfect and it just starts to get away from you, it can start getting away from you. It reminded me of 2015 in New England and 2013 in Seattle when Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick took their foot off the gas and were like, okay, we're not going to embarrass you.
Or let's not get our guys hurt,
right, exactly.
At least our key guys.
Seattle and New England could have scored 70 of those games if they wanted to. No question.
All right, let's take a time out here. Breakfast Bowl coming up on the other side, and then we'll get to today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. Who are the 5 building blocks on defense, if you can come up with 5, that you'd like to move forward with if those were the only 5 you could start over with on the defensive side of the ball for the Jacksonville Jaguars? You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. He wore 56 and played a key role in their best season ever.
I'm your tape translator, Jeff Loggeman, on Check the Tape Tuesday on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Napa Auto Care. Tuesdays during football season on 1010XL.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjax.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Barley and Pie Brewing Company is Fleming Island's first and only craft brewery. Founded by the co-founder and brewmaster of Wicked Barley, Barley and Pie serves up local brews made right in your backyard. Hungry? Dive into their sourdough Neapolitan pizza, made fresh in-house every day. Find your new go-to spot in Fleming Island at Barley and Pie Brewing Company.
Jaguars Today, Thursday.
Brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Slow, and I want to talk to you today about having a grateful spirit. As we journey in life, it's so easy to take things for granted. But I want to encourage you to never get tired of thanking God for your blessings. Take time also to thank the people in your life who have and are helping you to become the person you are today. Don't go through life complaining. Go through life praising.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
It's kind of like his own private locker, and you're his guest.
Every time we talk, I'm reinvigorated by my love of the game.
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Hayes Blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Holidays are here, and if you're in need of extra cash, Beaches Jewelry and Pawn can help. Gold is at record highs. It's a great time to sell. Bring in your gold for an estimate today. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Welcome to Rockville. North America's largest rock festival returns to the Daytona International Speedway in 2025 with Green Day, Korn, Shinedown, and Linkin Park. Plus Bad Omens, Incubus, Good Charlotte, Rob Zombie, Alice in Chains, Pierce the Veil, Marilyn Manson, 3 Days Grace, Sublime, Hailstorm, I Prevail, Three Doors Down, Jimmy Eat World, Motionless in White, Bush, Chevelle, Mudvayne, and so many more. Welcome to Rockville takes over the Daytona International Speedway May 15th to the 18th, 2025. 5 stages, 4 days, and over 150 bands. 4-day, single-day camping and VIP passes on sale now at welcometorockville.com.
Jags fans, looking for the perfect activity around the holidays? We've got you covered with the inaugural Teal Trot 5K. The race takes place outside Everbank Stadium, Saturday, December 21st. We can't wait to see you there. Your registration includes the 5K, a throwback Jaguars headband, and a ticket to the December 29th game against the Titans. Visit jaguars.com/Teal Trot to sign up today.
Homeowners, listen up. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Hey, it's Prosser here, and the Fed has dropped the rates again. The election is over, and Loan Pronto has APRs in the low 5s for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans. If your current mortgage rate is over 6%, or if you're in the process with another lender, don't settle. Call Loan Pronto now for a second opinion. Lock a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. And if you act now, you won't make your first payment till February. This 5-minute call saves homeowners an average of $5,000, lower rates and lower fees. So get your Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. It's Loan Pronto. Call them at 904-999-1508, or you can visit loanpronto.com. That's Loan Pronto at 904-999-1508, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I-9 Sports covers the First Coast with great sports for kids 3 to 17, and winter and spring registration is open right now. New girls volleyball and flag at Duval Charter, plus plenty for boys and girls in Nocatee, too. It's all at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and beautiful people all across the world. Let's get ready for the Breakfast Bowl Challenge!
Mike DeRocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
All right, time for the Breakfast Bowl. Heading into week 12. Here's how we're going to handle it with Thanksgiving coming up. We'll have D-Rock on a special call-in draft. Next, are you able to draft next Wednesday?
I'll find the time, baby. Don't you worry.
Really? Okay, so when Doug Peterson's press conference falls right in the middle of the draft, and you go, I can't draft guys, and we give you players, you're going to be okay with that, right?
We'll find a way to get that done.
On the air.
We have to do it right at 11:20.
No. Oger's on in the second
Yeah, we got to
hour.
do first hour, homie.
No, we got to do first hour on Wednesday.
All right, so we just do it right at the top of the show. We can do that.
No, that's the top of the show. That's nonsense, man. That's not how you get
Or
on
we'll
the show.
do it via text, the way you want to do it. Whatever you want.
All right.
I'll figure a way out.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, we're going to combine the scores for the next 2 weeks to decide who is the next loser to buy breakfast. Thank you, Dylan, for being this week's loser.
Yeah.
Appreciate you very much.
Woo.
And if you win one of the next 2 weeks, though, you don't have to buy, no matter if you end up with the low overall score. It would be hard to win one and still end up with the overall low, but
I'm sure I could do it.
it's possible, especially when you see the players we give you next week.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Tony, how'd it go down last week?
I won the week with 97.25. D-Rock second with 96.45, so tight there at the top.
So close.
Dempsey third, 82.25, and Dylan 69.25 last week.
Very nice. I would like to have my 77-yard touchdown Nico Collins back, please, on the first play of the game.
No.
Laramie Tunsil's fat butt ineligibly downfield.
Yes, he was.
Didn't appreciate that. That's 13.7 right off the top for your boy.
Breaks my heart.
I know it does. All right, so
breaking my
Denmark.
breaking my heart.
Now, how do you know that song?
I just know songs, man. I don't know.
You do not just know songs, man.
I just know songs.
All right. Dylan goes first. I'm second. D-Rock's third. Tony is fourth. We draft quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and a flex. Cannot be a quarterback in the flex. It's point per reception scoring. And, of course, the catch is once you use the player, it's the only time you can use them all year. Once the player's drafted today, nobody else can legally draft that player. We haven't had a boo-boo in the last couple of years, I don't think, have we?
Not once they've been drafted. No, I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, we've had guys that we draft and then they turn out to get hurt or whatever the case may be.
I mean, I had the Godwin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did. That's right. You did.
Because I didn't list them on my own list that I prepare.
That's correct. All right, Tony. Whoopsie. That's right. Tony was a big screw up. All right, so Dylan, you got the first pick.
Brian Robinson Jr. scored like 5 touchdowns against that pitiful Dallas defense.
I wish he had said Brian Thomas Jr. accidentally. Would have been locked in. Here's
and
the
he'd
thing.
already used them. It's his buy, and he's already used them.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I loved Brian Robinson right after what you saw with Dallas giving it up to Joe Mixon, and I put him on my list. And then I'm like, oh, crap. I already used them. Scratch. Give me Ramondre Stevenson, please. Come on down, Ramondre. D-Rock.
Yeah, I'm going to go with young Justin Hebert.
Okay.
Who?
Herbs.
Justin Herbert. Yeah.
Herbert. Nobody wants to take the guy, huh? The old rest day. Everyone's afraid.
Yeah, I'll take Terry McLaurin.
Terry Mick. Okay.
And I will take CMC.
Yeah. Dylan, first pick. He's like,
I don't know if I trust him yet.
I don't. I hope, boy. You know, that Achilles really did look a little tender to me, D-Rock. So
I don't know if I trust him yet.
I'm right there with you. All right.
I think the 2 weeks to get there kind of helps me with this, too. Like, if I do get burnt on that, I got another week to make up for it next week on top of it.
That's a good point, yeah.
Strategery kicking in. All right. What do you got there, D-Rock?
I'm going to go with Mr. Kareem Hunt.
Mr. Kareem Hunt. That was my strategy last week. Didn't work out so well.
It will this week.
Yeah, it should against Carolina. Although, let's go Pacheco. Yeah, baby. All right. So
you took him for your flex just now.
Yeah, well, Tony sure did. He absolutely did. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go Kyler Murray. El Paquito.
All right. So I went Jawan Jennings.
JJ.
Yeah. Then. This is weird music I got.
It's like now the guy to go to, right? With San Fran?
Yeah.
Then, point chase with Jonnu Smith.
Chase it up.
Chase it. Shit.
All right. I will go in the flex right now. And I will go with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Solid.
D-Rock.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jackson Smith Jigba.
JSN coming on like gangbusters. Back to back for Tony Smith.
Yeah, let me write that
Practice
in.
Bowl challenge.
And I will go. Let's see. I will go.
Ryan Thomas Jr.
James Conner. And Dallas Goedert.
Thank you for not calling him Goedert. A lot of people do. D-Rock, tight end or a flex for you?
Hunter Henry.
All right, my last two are locked in, so it doesn't really matter. What order I take them in, I'll go A.J. Brown.
Hopefully you get more than 11 than what he got from me. I will go.
It's, I feel like I smell the breakout, the big game, right? A.J. Brown kind of coasts along. He kind of disappoints you sometimes.
All right.
It might be.
I'm going to go with the other Lions running back, David Montgomery.
Okay.
And then I will go Bo-Nix, quarterback.
Bo-Nix since like week 5.
Fantastic.
Is quarterback 4 in fantasy.
I think he got me 35 last
He's got a phenomenal schedule down the stretch, by the way, except for week 16. Like, he's got good fantasy matchups. If you have Bo-Nix sitting out there on your waiver wire, you shouldn't be sitting out there on your waiver wire.
He is going to end up winning the Rookie of the Year because he'll be hot at the end of the year.
We were talking about this last night on the fantasy show, and it's like Jaden Daniels had that Heisman moment with that Hail Mary, and that's going to stick in a lot of people's heads, and he got out to such a big lead. I understand what you're saying. Nix has caught him statistically in a lot of ways, and he runs too, but...
And it's going to be more fresh in people's mind.
We'll see.
If he continues to finish strong.
Right. That's part of it. Give me Kate Otten. tight end. D-Rock need a flex.
Yeah, finally get to use my guy here, Justin Jefferson.
JJ. Jay Jettis. Quarterback, Tone. Brian
Jared Goff.
Thomas Jr. I'm sorry. Jared Goff. You got it. All right. All right.
Should have taken him last week.
We're all, yeah.
Not an option.
I should have taken him last week.
I don't know, man. Down the stretch, might do what I have to do. I'm just saying. Once they're eliminated from playoff contention,
it don't matter.
I might just go full D-Rock. I might go heel turn on you. All right, here's what we got today for Week 12. Dylan Denmark goes Bo Nix, Brian Robinson Jr., Juwan Jennings, Jonnu Smith, and David Montgomery. I'm going to roll with Kyler Murray, Ramondre Stevenson, A.J. Brown, Cade Otton, and Jahmyr Gibbs. D-Rock going with Justin Hebert, Kareem Hunt, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Hunter Henry, and Justin Jefferson. Tony Smith going with Jared Goff, Christian McCaffrey, Terry McLaurin, Dallas Goedert, and James Conner. We are locked in for the first half of the 2-week Breakfast Bowl extravaganza. And D-Rock will be here in person to draft with us next Wednesday at 10:20 a.m. So we're happy to have you. Thank you for making time in your busy schedule.
Glad I could be here.
All right, let's come back and take a look at the Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. Today, who are the 5 building blocks? Who are the 5 defensive players you would build around moving forward beginning in 2025 that are currently on the Jaguars roster? You cannot have Travis Hunter in this conversation. I mean, you can, but we will ignore it, all right? So we'll do that next, and we'll wrap up the day here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. It is beautiful outside. I can see that clearly through my windows that Pella has installed in my house. Replaced every window, replaced the sliding glass door. Couldn't be happier. My house is more energy efficient. It looks fantastic. You don't need a golf ball to crash through your living room window to go with Pella. Stop by PellaJacks.com online or stop by their showroom on Phillips Highway and check out their professional design consultant team. They will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O. If you want high quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
When it comes to selling your home, it can be stressful. Take the stress out with my friends, Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried you won't sell your home for the price you need. How's this for a guarantee? Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers, and if you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home. Take Kim in Palm Coast. I needed to move closer to family ASAP, but I had to sell my Palm Coast home first. I tried and failed with another agent. So my family said, you got to call Chad and Sandy. Well, sure enough, as promised, Chad and Sandy did it. They sold my home in 3 days, above asking price. Call the local Jacksonville experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. November is Veterans Month, and Awaken 180 is honoring all active duty veterans and spouses with 15% off our entire program, plus the same free support for life all clients receive. Celebrate Veterans Month with 50% off at awaken180weightloss.com.
You're locked in to Jaguars Today, Thursday with
Cannons of Jacksonville.
This is 1010XL's Dylan Denmark. They call me Pockets on the radio, but for my floral needs, I only call Kuhn Flowers. Never take chances when you send a full arrangement. Always use the best in the business, Kuhn Flowers. Kuhn Flowers.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
I insist on complete honesty.
You can chime in anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
If you have something to say to me, I wish you would just say it.
Share your opinion. Are you nuts? What? 641-1010.
It's crazy.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run, Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1 mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at mackenziesrun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. mackenziesrun.org.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Beers.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Southampton invites you to enjoy a round of golf and then a round with your buds, thanks to their game day special. Every Saturday and Sunday during the season, order up 10 wings and a cold pitcher for just $22. Plus, being a member at Southampton has its privileges, like a $500 gift card when you join with a paid initiation fee. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Twilight golf every day with special rates after 3 o'clock. Don't forget trivia Thursday nights and music on the patio Friday night. All at the Golf Club of Southampton.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Longtime panelist of ESPN's Around the Horn, Bomani Jones, was a guest of XL Primetime and spoke about his thoughts on Jaguars owner Shad Khan.
How do you keep making the wrong guess over and over and over again? I don't take Khan as being one of those bad owners who doesn't want to do well or doesn't seem concerned. It does seem like he cares. Like, we've seen teams that have owners that don't care. This doesn't seem to be the case there, but he can't get this right for anything.
Bomani Jones, a guest of XL Primetime.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
It has kind of nicely cooled down outside, you know?
Beautiful out there.
It really is. It'd be a great... if I was in golf mode, it'd be a great golf day. But I'm unfortunately not in golf mode right now. D-Rock, what are you going to do with your weekend?
I don't know. Just kind of relax. Probably go out to breakfast or brunch.
Okay.
With the bride.
Dylan buying that too, or is that only today?
That'd be yes, he's Venmo'd me.
That's awesome.
$150. It's going to be a very expensive
You're
brunch.
Going in champagne breakfast.
Yeah, I'll just pocket whatever's left after I go get a half dozen donuts from Dunkin' or something.
Seems appropriate.
Yes, and then just kind of relax. I mean, honestly, just I may not watch any football on Sunday until maybe Sunday night, which is bizarre. Well, I'm going to make sure I get my fantasy lineup set, and then
like I told you, I'm gonna sleep until inactives. I'll set an alarm for the inactives, and I'll go back to sleep. See this headline at PFT? FBI is exploring whether the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce burglaries, have you heard about this?
Yes.
They've both been broken into over the last couple weeks, are part of a transnational crime ring targeting athletes when they know they're not going to be home. You know, I mean, makes sense. We do know, like, if it's public knowledge where they live, when they're not going to be there, at least, you know, I would think better be pretty confident that nobody's house sitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but
well, that's what happened with Calvin Ridley. Remember, they were out of town, and his house got burglarized when he was with the Falcons.
Oh, okay.
The year he got suspended for the gambling.
I gotcha. It probably happens quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Kelce, I think they said they got like $20,000 in cash. Like, a lot of cash should be sitting around the house.
I probably have like a jar of change sitting around my house. Like, who has $20,000 in cash just sitting around?
I wonder though if
that's a different level.
If we took
man.
your
I can't relate
relative
to those
salaries and we multiplied by how many times it would take to get to Travis Kelce, and we multiplied that jar of change, could it be $20,000? Could it be the equivalent?
I'm not doing that math.
I'm not either. I'm just saying, I wonder if that, you know.
It's
because to these guys,
jar. I mean, I don't know.
Right? It's all any pennies in there? Like, I don't do the penny.
Oh, yeah. It's nickels, dimes, pennies. Yeah.
I don't mix the pennies with the.
A lot of quarters in
the
there.
silver. I keep the quarters. I got a penny container and all the rest.
A little OCD, are we?
No, I just like, I feel like the pennies are, I don't know, they're their own nasty little thing. My whole life I've been hearing they're going to do away with the penny. Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen any move to do away with the penny yet.
No.
But can't buy anything with the penny.
Not anymore.
No. Used to be able to get that gumball at Publix.
Yeah, the penny is very, very important when you don't want to, like, when you're like 1201, you give them or 12, whatever, you give them the one penny so you don't get pennies back. Yes.
Correct. Right. Have a penny so they don't get more pennies.
Correct.
That's kind of what they're for. All right. Let's do today's 10-10 take, Mr. Denmark.
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
All right. I wonder if we're all going to end up at the same 5 here. Maybe not. And we'll look through some of the responses we got. If you could keep 5 players from the Jacksonville Jaguars defense to build around for the future, which 5 would you choose? Tony Smith, who are the automatics in your mind?
Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker would be the certain automatics. Tyson Campbell is a virtual
likely automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody keeping all 3 of those, by the way, and some of the responses we got. So who are the 2 you're at? You agree with that, D-Rock?
Yeah.
Keep that trio?
Yeah.
Me as well.
The other 2 I had were Jarian Jones and Ventrell Miller.
And I think we discussed it before the show.
Yeah,
same 2, right? Like Foye right now is a better player, but I think Ventrell has more runway out in front of him. You know,
because we're building for the future.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not really
and
trying
he's
to
cheaper.
Well, that's a factor, but I'm not trying to take salary into that much of account, because if you were, then maybe you go a different direction, right? But I want my best corner. I want an emerging young corner to go with him. Got our 2 pass rushers. There's clearly not another defensive lineman right now. I mean, Mason Smith should be in this conversation.
I wish we had some idea.
Right? He should be in the conversation, but you can't based on what you've seen. Haven't seen much. I mean, how bad is this ankle he's been dealing with? If you know.
I don't know how bad it is. I just know that it's been bothersome to him, and they feel like they're not going to get anything out of him with the bad ankle. And, you know, again, he's got a lot of work to do to be someone they can rely on every week at this point. Learn how to be a pro, take care of his body, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I hear what is that? What is he not doing right now? Does that mean he's not going full out, or he's not?
Just consistency at practice, consistency every day, learning what it takes in terms of the off the field amount of studying and things that you have to do, all those kind of things, the film work. I mean, it's just And I think we need to remember, too, he was coming off a pretty serious injury, and he told us, I think it was either at the draft or when they got to town, he talked about he really didn't feel like himself until like maybe the last month of the college football season last year. So he's a little behind in that. So, I wouldn't kill the kid, obviously, at this point. I mean, he's a rookie, and some guys just need a little more time.
Right.
So,
he's
ridiculously talented.
He is he's gifted, but not. I didn't even consider him for a second for this conversation.
No,
that may a year from now, that may be completely different. We may go, wow, we should have had the foresight to see. But that I feel like that's more wish casting and hopeful, and than based on any evidence that we have right now. Who would be the sixth guy for you if you're going to keep a sixth?
Me?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Is it Boye?
Yeah, that'd be my sixth.
Yeah, I think so, because it's not going to be any of the interior guys.
And you're not going to swing for the fences with Miles Cole. And
it's not going to be any of the safeties.
Not going to be, right. It's not going to be any of the safeties, including Andre Sisco. Right,
correct.
But Antonio Johnson should be in this conversation. You would hope he would be.
Should be,
but not. No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like Sisco, this should be his year, right? I mean, contract year. Everybody else got paid. Go out there and ball out, and
like we're to a list of guys where you're separating them between guys like Sisco, where I think we've all made up our mind on what he is or isn't as a pro at this point, which is at best just kind of okay. Like, he's an okay safety, but he's not going to be a guy that's going to elevate anything you do. So a question about trying to build around that guy. We have no idea with Mason Smith. Just no idea. We haven't seen him on the field enough to have any solid idea of what's going on with Mason. And I think the only other guy that I would even consider at this point, just in the I don't know yet, is Jordan Jefferson. And it's a clear I don't know yet whether or not he's any good, but he's playing in a position where they need somebody to be any good. Right at defensive tackle.
Right.
So he's the next kind of guy in line for the, maybe he'll be all right. But we're at that point on the list, and it's not surprising. They got the worst defense in football, right? And pass defense-wise, they're so far separated from 31st in pass defense in the league. Like, they are so bad in that regard that I'm not surprised that talking about the five keepers, that when we get to 6 and 7, we're like, well, I don't know that he's terrible yet. So maybe we could build around that a little bit. But that's where they're at on the defensive side right now.
All right. It is interesting that for a secondary that's been just taken apart this year, that we're keeping two corners, right? But
you've seen something from Jarian Jones to intrigue you to think this guy could be pretty good. You've seen a little bit.
Sure.
I would agree. All right. So we all, for the record, we all agreed, and we came to it on our own, that you'd keep if I'm keeping one, it's Trayvon. He's he's the first one I'm keeping.
If you're keeping one,
he's continued an upward trajectory. There hasn't been that wave of up and down. I mean, he's continued to move in an upward trajectory. He's still super young. He is a versatile piece that you can, if you get in the right defensive coordinator's hands, could turn this guy, I think, into a star. Right? He's a very good player.
Right.
Right? Again, not saying he should have been the pick over Aiden Hutchinson, but that's not Trayvon's fault. And he's continued to develop in my mind.
He'll be, he's probably not ever going to be like that 18, 19 sack guy, but he has the look and the ability to be that guy that's in the 10 to 12, 13 range every year.
And be a force against the run.
Yes, and a massive problem for other teams that they're going to have to sit there and devote extra resources to dealing with him.
And to be fair, I take Josh Hines out in second. Right?
It's like 1 and 1A probably.
Right, but
Trayvon's younger and cheaper at this point, too.
Right, if you're going to factor in the cost, absolutely, but for how much longer is he going to? I mean, he's not going to get the Josh Allen contract next offseason. He can't have two defensive ends making $30 million.
No, I mean, in next year's his fourth year, so he'll pick up the fifth-year option.
Right, so you've got a year. You don't have, just because you can doesn't mean you have to extend him that quickly.
Who knows what the next regime, if there is another regime, thinks of him, and maybe they don't maybe they put him in a different scheme or they employ a different scheme. Who knows?
He's a piece of raw material that I do not want to see
I think he's
leave
probably
Jacksonville.
he's definitely one of your 3 best players on the entire roster.
On the entire roster?
Yes.
If I could keep 3 players on the entire roster, I'll take Trevor, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Brian Thomas, and I'll take probably Draymond. Right? It doesn't mean that he's currently the best, but I'm projecting forward now, right? So, yeah, right.
He's definitely in the top 5 because you could argue, you would say, okay, I'll take Josh 2.
Who are your 3 if you're keeping 3?
If I'm keeping 3, well, it's Trevor,
obviously,
Brian Thomas Jr.
Right? He without question,
because
he's the next guy.
I'm looking at this as for the next 5 years, going forward for the next 5 years. Those are the guys that you would build around.
Like Daniil Hunter's a really good player, right?
Right,
really good player. But Minnesota let him go. Their defense is still really good. They ain't gonna let Justin Jefferson go, right? That's today's NFL, right? So you've got a potential star player to pair with your quarterback. That's the nucleus right there. If you're really getting it down to brass tacks. All right, here are some of the people that were mentioned. So outside of, we did Hines Allen, Trayvon Campbell, Ventrell, and Jarian Jones. We all agreed on those 5.
Mm-hmm.
Here are some of the ones that got mentioned that did not fit that group. Foye obviously got mentioned in place here of Jarian Jones. Let's see. Foye again in place of Jarian Jones. Cristiano went with the same 5 we went with. Let's see. Scott went with Marteric Brown instead of Jarian Jones. Another one, Hines Allen, Trayvon Tyson, Jarian Jones. I know that's only 4. Had to get a 5th, said David. Foye's too expensive for what you get. Maybe Monteric is a 5th. Was hoping we had something in Mason Smith, but he wasn't even active when healthy, so tough for him to come up with that 5th. I like Ventrell is just, there's nothing about him that you don't like, right? I mean, he's got to play. D-Rock, we talked about it yesterday. This past week, Devin Lloyd played almost twice as many snaps, and Ventrell had more plays, more tackles, more times he showed up in the box score than Devin Lloyd did on half the snaps. I mean, it's crazy. We didn't even think about Devin Lloyd when we were doing this. We skipped right by him.
Yes.
And
they're not going to. I would not expect them to pick up the 5th-year option.
Well, and to be honest, a lot of not even the 5th-year option. Well, that's interesting, but a lot of teams like Baltimore, really good team. Right? Like they let Patrick Queen walk. He's a good player, right? I don't think he's any worse than Devin Lloyd, but they realize there's certain positions they're not going to pay, and some guys are going to get more on the open market that they value them at, so they let them go rather than going outside their budget range. Of course, they make good decisions, Tony, on who they should invest in as well, so that's a factor. Let's see, Dewey getting some love out here. All right, heart and soul, baby.
Woof.
Come on now. Think about it. Jefferson getting a little mention here as well. So we basically gone around the nucleus. It is what it is. You wish you had a dozen guys, and it was tough for that reason.
Yeah.
To make the choice. All right, that's going to do it for us. D-Rock, anything coming up special over at ESPN.com for Jaguar fans to sink their teeth into?
No, I'm off for the rest of the week. There's nothing. It's bye week.
I don't know if you had anything in the can.
Are you tired?
We kind of.
You're exhausted.
For bye weeks, we generally. One of the things I love about working for ESPN is they are very concerned with our well-being.
Mental health breaks.
Well, yeah, and they're like, look, we don't want you guys to burn out. And now part of that is probably a little bit selfish because then they got to replace you. But, I mean, they don't want us to burn out, so they want us to take some time to recharge, relax on the bye week so that you're fresh for, the finish of the season. So, yeah, I mean, I had a story that ran earlier this week about how ridiculously terrible that offense is falling apart. And then next week we'll just kind of see where we're going. On, Trevor Lawrence, and, we'll probably have something on Trevor next week too, obviously, and just kind of go from there.
All right, Tony, no keys to victory tomorrow for you.
No keys to victory, but it'll be me and Tom McManus. Enjoy the day off, my friend.
I will, thank you.
And we'll see you on Monday. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. For Dylan Denmark, for Mike Duraco, Tony Smith, I'm Mike Dempsey. Have a great day. Helmets and Heels is coming up next, so keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods.